Hey, what's up, YouTube? How's it going? So, we are just about to start our lesson, lesson number 19 with Chris Ladd. It's going to be incredible, as always, as every lesson is. I am scrambling to get prepared, get all the stream settings set up. We've got this beautiful kitty cat joining us, which is lovely. Look at that. So I have to warm up. Chris will be here in 15 minutes. I will, in theory, cut out all of this intro if I ever get around to it after the stream finishes. Today I'm going to be trying everything horizontal because it's just a better artistic output, you know? Part of that is that I no longer care at all about whether or not this channel grows. I don't care anymore. We're done. We're done trying to get this channel to grow as much as possible. I'm just here to make art now. So, hope you join me for that number 19 lesson in 10 minutes. 10 minutes! 15 minutes, 14 minutes, something like that. I haven't touched the guitar yet today, so we will be working on Etudes in preparation for Asturias. We've got we've got this PIA arpeggio, really great, Going Home by Ellis. This one's very good. Hey, Heidi. Good to see you. How are you? Good to see you, Heidi. So we've got Going Home by Ellis. We have the Garcia Etude, which I have lost my printout of that one. I don't know where my printout went. I had a very nice printed copy with some fingerings, and I can't find it. That makes me sad. Maybe it's on my iPad. Maybe I didn't have a printout. I don't remember. Children, that's the reason that you should not have multiple sources of truth in code or in classical guitar. Choose one method and make sure everything has a place. All right, be right back. Gotta find it. Okay, look at that. Good news. Good news is I found my iPad. Bad news is this is not the one with the fingerings that I had. Oh well. Oh well. Good to see you too. I'm well, thank you. Happy to hear that. Happy to hear that. Alright, well that's not the one I had fingerings with. Was it in this book? I don't think so. I think it was a printed out copy. So annoying. Yep. It's not in here either. Where is that page? Where did it go? F. Yeah, these Garcias are, yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Well, in that case, I guess I don't need the iPad. Death to screens, right? No more screens ever again. That's what we're trying to work toward. So we got paper. No. Yeah, so we do want an open E to facilitate the shift down to 3. And then I've changed this fingering, I know, to I, M, which means that this one should be played with M. Okay, I'm a little bit stressed. I'm always like a little bit nervous, like warming up for a YouTube lesson, and it adds extra stress and nervousness energy that I wouldn't normally have in a lesson. So this is another case where streaming my lessons on YouTube, less good quality lessons for me. As well as literally just the time to set up the stream. So this one, I need to remember that we're using a 1, not a 2 on that one. Alright, we should also talk about this new Guitarlift today. Wrong tuning, too. Wrong tuning. Woo! It's nice to be horizontal again, y'all. Now that I literally don't care at all anymore about the algorithm, about growing, about subscribers, now that I literally do not care at all, it is nice to be horizontal. You can see my nice couch right there that I worked so hard to build recently. Sometimes the cats are sleeping there. You can see Kaya in the background. You can see this lovely jigsaw puzzle that's, well, it has been part of my brand in a sense. You know, it's nice to be horizontal again. Even if this video, this live stream gets like 10 views or something, because it's that different. If it is vertical, you can get thousands of views, and if it's horizontal, you can get like 50 views. Like, it is that different of an experience. Nervous. I'm always nervous. This is fun. Y'all, we're doing a victory lap here. We are shutting things down on this channel. We're shutting everything down. Go watch my recent video if you're curious about what I mean by that. So, same TBH. Oh, what do you mean? You're shutting things down? Like, what? Your work towards sore hands? Or that you're nervous before a lesson? Cool. Okay, so let's, that Etude is going to come across terribly. I have not been practicing it. Completely TBH. Oh, always nervous, yeah. Oh, yeah, and the camera's too high for the sake of the guitar channel, but it's the right height for the math channel, so let's take a moment to fix that. Instead of practicing, let's fiddle around with AV stuff. Sorry for the... And that's too low. What about this one? No. That seems similar to the first time, but yeah, okay, you can see my hand. So, one of my main questions is that when I do a PIA arpeggio, my middle finger really curls in. It always just instinctively curls, and I think in a dysfunctional way. Like, this is the one where I really think something wrong is happening. And so I really want to work on this. I'm looking forward to working on this. And all of this is in preparation for working on Asturias, which I am so extremely excited about. I'm very excited to be working on Asturias again very soon here. Alright, so when we're ready to go, that screen needs to be that big. And this thing just slipped. Damn it. Okay. I am giving a ringing endorsement for this thing, but I have a hard time figuring out exactly where is the right position for it. So that is going to be a topic for today. All right, and we have a goal. We have a goal for Super Chats. Cool. Whew. I think I missed a line. Alright, and Chris is here. Let's get started, y'all. What's going on? Cool. I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited for this. Alright, so now you should see my screen. Let's get zoom up, and I think everything should be going. Alright, so I'm just going to jump right into it. Hey, Chris.
Hey man, how
Hey,
you doing?
doing good, doing good. How are you?
Good. Before you hit record or
Oh,
broadcast.
okay, let me pause it then.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so I
Oh,
can.
are we good? Okay. No, that's cool. I just want to let you know I watched your state of the channel. Okay. Cool. I mean, I'll let you determine that, but I just want to let you know I did watch it, and that's cool. I would say that if you're going to do some live, I think that you're I'm curious to see the response that you get from when you said we may put it behind a paywall. I'm curious to see your response. Okay. That's okay. Doing it live, meaning, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Let me run to the bathroom because I've been sitting here for a couple hours and then we'll get started. And then if you want to talk about it public, we can. Oh, be right back.
Okay, 2 more minutes. Yeah, Chris is taking a short break, and then let me warm up a little bit more because we're cramming. We are cramming before this lesson. Okay.
Now we're back.
All right, cool. All right, let me switch the scene. And yeah, if you want to talk about this publicly, I think that'd be cool
That's
for
fine.
kind of everybody. Okay. All right. So I think yeah, we should be. All right, people should be able to see Chris and I and the chat on the side as well, which is cool. So
Cool.
yeah, this time I'm going back to doing a horizontal stream. It's just like a way better like final video than like the
Hmm.
weird like vertical ones. Yeah, and this is related. Like at this point, I no longer care at all about growing this guitar channel. I want to make art. I want to do the stuff, that like I want to make the videos that I want to make. I guess, and I'm no longer shooting for like let's try to grow this thing as much as possible because a lot of reasons. Another video is coming on that soon. Um, yeah, I'm livid at YouTube and some monetization things. But yeah, like I don't know. I need. You said that you saw my state of the channel video.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I love guitar. I do see that all of this is growing. That there's like, I think that there's real potential in what we're doing here.
Hmm.
But my time is limited right now. It's really risky. I need to start looking for something new. And in particular, I think I've got a lot to offer people with my math channel or with my passion and skill in math. And that one doubles really well as like if I want to go back to get a full time job, like
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot more related, I guess. Especially like all the new AI jobs require advanced math that I could be quite
They
good
don't
at.
care how fast you play your scales.
Yeah, they don't. They don't. But the math that I'm passionate about is actually rare and valuable to
Mhm.
build Skynet. If you want to build Skynet,
Yeah. No, please don't build Skynet.
yeah, yeah. I hope I don't. I hope I
Look,
don't.
I think what
So
was it, August 27th, 1997? Was that the original Judgment Day in the Terminator?
yeah, I forget. I
I
forget.
think it
I
was
need to
something
see
like
it
that.
again.
It might
It's
be
such a
August
good,
17th, but
such a good movie.
once we hit that mark, we're like,
Yeah. No, there's more. It's coming.
But I think that
Um, yeah,
after watching the state of the channel, I mean, a lot of I can agree with, and
uh-huh.
understand completely. And we are moving to in-person lessons, the week you get back and
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
And I think, doing maybe something on a far more
yeah.
frequent but distant, like once a month,
Yeah, less
something like
less
that.
often. I'm down for
Yeah,
that if you want to. Like
yeah,
maybe just every now and then, but it's a
yeah,
little bit more of a special occasion rather than
yeah,
the default. Because yeah, I mean like not only can you move my hand, but it
yeah,
doesn't take me 15 minutes to set everything up. I can actually warm up before like actually doing a lesson.
exactly.
Um, yeah,
And the
there are
benefits,
ways that
I,
this
and
is less. Yeah.
everything that you said, I thought you nailed perfectly, especially for your audience, is the idea that if someone knows how to work
Uh
in
huh.
an online medium, it can
Right.
be really effective,
I
but it's
agree.
never
Yeah.
it's never as good as the real thing, but
Right.
sometimes damn close.
Yeah. Yeah.
That being said, though, the opportunity for you when you practice, and this has
Hmm.
always been something where I've had a I've had my own opinions about it, and those
Uh huh.
those are for me.
Yeah.
But, in terms of, yeah, no,
Hmm.
I don't want anyone seeing anything coming out of the oven. That's my
Yeah.
reasoning. Yours is
And
more
you and
based
I,
on efficiency,
right? You and I
you know?
very much disagree on that,
Yeah.
and for good reasons.
And
Like
it's
because
cool.
you're doing it professionally, it matters a lot if you put on a bad concert. I think you said last time. Whereas somebody who's a hobbyist, it doesn't. And
Right.
like I don't know. I think that that's
Well,
something where my channel has a unique, cool thing to it. But
absolutely. And
yeah,
that's why I've always said, hey, man, my opinion is great for me,
right, right,
because I can think of other folks that are like in an up and coming situation that are posting kind of like,
yeah.
well, I mean, for instance, I think of,
Hmm.
one Tariq Harb on Instagram.
Yeah.
You might not see his whole practice session, but he's doing like daily, like,
Yeah,
here's me working on this. Go Harvardanian's another one where here
I think
she
it's
is working
great.
on that scale, working on that scale, working on that scale.
Hmm.
They sound great. That's just
Yeah,
something again for me,
yeah,
you know, where I'm like, not my
not for
bag,
you.
but for what you're
Hmm.
doing, I don't think it's a level prescribed of
Yeah.
career. I think it really is that this is something you're real comfortable doing. But I think you
Hmm.
nailed it where it's like you're gonna get a little bit more efficiency by not doing it as often,
Definitely.
and
Yeah,
that's my
and
2 cents.
yeah, like more efficiency in our lessons, but also just my own practice sessions. Like a practice session, I don't know, I feel it's 50% as effective right now. Like, even if I try, like especially as the channel is growing, if it's literally growing exponentially, you look at the curve and then as more chat comes in, then I can't, it's more distracting. It's more people to talk with.
Right.
Um, yeah, so there's there's a lot of feelings there. Like I do want to continue this channel. It's not completely going away, but it's going to be less frequent uploads and less frequent practice sessions.
Got it.
I want to give a huge thanks to the Guitarlift company
Oh, you
because
like it?
yeah, this thing is so
Nice.
great. Like I really love it. I'm still getting used to it. It did just slip, so I'm still getting used to it. This is not going to be a 100% positive thing, but I am trying it. I'm getting used to it. It feels so much more stable.
Good.
Um, I have questions about how to use it the right way. Like, is it in the right spot? Like, one thing is with the other one, you put the magnet there in one spot, and
Yeah.
then you attach the magnet. It's going to like perfectly snap to exactly the same spot, and like as long as
Yeah.
you don't like change the click of the
It's
angle,
the same every
it's the
time.
same every time. If I get on an airplane tomorrow, literally, and I have to put this thing in my checked bag and then unpack everything,
Right.
like I have to put it back on my guitar, and it's going to be ever so slightly different unless I like mark
Yeah.
exactly the right spots.
You could use
And
just
mhm,
like something as simple as masking tape
yeah,
so that it's not going to really mess with your finish,
yeah,
you
yeah, I
know?
need to do that. Yeah.
Like just
Hmm.
maybe a tiny strip. And what I would do
Uh huh.
is go ahead, get it positioned like the way that you are comfortable for now or like it.
Yeah.
And then just take little strips of it, real thin, and just put
Mm-hmm.
it underneath or in whatever parameter you need, under the suction cup, over the suction,
Yeah.
above, below, just so that you can go bing, bing until you really become accustomed to where it's going to go.
Okay.
You know, because the adjustability of it is part of the attraction in a
Yeah, yeah.
regard,
Right. Yeah,
but at the
like
same
you get
time,
the whole 3D, or not 3D, but like the whole 2D dimension
yeah,
here of like exactly where you want to put it. Like I do
yep,
feel more flexibility there. I can move it more this way or maybe
yes,
even that way. And so I think in our next in-person lesson, I'd love to just like hyper optimize that. What's the perfect right place? And then one other
hmm
thing, like for this trip, I'm trying to unplug a lot. So I'm not even going to be practicing that much guitar, but they actually also sent another one
Oh,
for
no
this
kidding.
model. Yeah, yeah, for
Oh,
this silent
cool.
guitar. And I want to say so much things. I'm very excited for this because the only reason that I don't practice with this silent guitar is that I don't like the footstool. Like,
Yeah.
it's so useful to practice with at night, like the silent guitar. Like at practice at night, and it's so convenient to travel with. Like I don't
Nice.
stress about that thing folds, and then you can put it in the overhead like without any problems. But I stopped because I don't like the footstool. So as far as I
Yeah.
know, that's the only support for the
I haven't
silent
seen
guitar.
another.
It's really cool. It's super
It is.
cool. So ringing endorsement there, but
Nice.
it takes a little bit to get used to. Or yeah, I mean, not long. Just it's different. All right. So thanks.
Garcia.
Yeah, yeah. And we can talk more about changes or whatever to
Okay.
the channel maybe later, unless you have any other thoughts or questions.
No, no, not offhand, man.
Cool.
So how's that Garcia etude?
Garcia's going okay. Yeah. So Garcia's for practicing scales and continuing to develop scales. It's a for because I don't think we filmed one about this one.
Mm-mm.
It is a etude that I used for RCM 7 like a few years back, and I have a recording from ages ago performing this one. It's going okay. We're going to do that one for
Mm-hmm.
scales in general, and then I remember we were talking about this Ellis etude going home.
Yeah.
This one PIA for Asturias.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like another target for mine. Revive, bring back
Yep.
Asturias that I've learned. I forget what other etudes I was supposed to be
Well,
working on for Asturias.
for PMI, Brower
Oh,
3 is a good one.
yeah, Brower 3. That's the one I forgot. And then Snowflight was
That's a
another.
good PIM.
Yeah.
Now the new Brower 10, or should I should say newer Brower 10, I think it's number 4,
Okay.
if I am correct.
I don't know that one. I'm going to write that down. So
He
is that part of like 11 to 20 or is that another
No,
set? That's
it's
another set.
it's yep, it's the Nuevos Estudios.
Uh-huh.
And those there's a really good recording on Naxos of them, but I'm looking to see if I have
Cool.
the score. I have the score here, I think, on my
Cool.
iPad. Let me see. Here we go. Nuevos Estudios Sencillos is
Uh-huh.
the newer, and there's another 10.
Yeah,
And
okay.
this one I think was published by Chester Music.
Uh-huh.
If you do number 4, no, number 5.
Okay. 5.
Number 5 in the new one
Uh-huh.
is essentially really similar to the Black Decameron second movement, the harmony. This,
Okay. Oh, your
sorry.
original set.
Yep. So this harmony, but he's doing it essentially
Interesting. Okay.
perfect for PMI.
Okay.
So you're
Sounds
just doing
great.
these little fragments of this. Let me see. That's another one rather than going
Yeah.
like good old Brower 3. But they're both the same technique. So either one of them will serve you for this.
Yeah.
section. Okay.
Great. Yeah, I want to make sure we do get to this one later. I'll just very quickly say that I feel stressed that PIA. I get a lot of middle finger curl with this one. Like, I think, dysfunctionally. But yeah, let's start with the other one, Garcia, or
number 22, right?
Yeah, 22. Okay, great. Yeah. I unfortunately, one of the downsides of paper is I've lost the paper of the one where I wrote down a bunch of fingerings on this one. So I apologize if I make some mistakes or forgot some things from last time.
It's fine.
Yeah. I love paper, but that's a downside. Yeah. All right. Pretty much all I've done. Like, I've touched a little bit more, but...
So, with this particular one, I know... right? Because of the imitative part about it being a Loro Venezuelan waltz, we're gonna try to allow the rhythm to come through in a certain way, but before we do that, let's imagine it has nothing to do with that for a minute. If I were looking at this on its own, it really does look like something from a Bach violin sonata.
Okay.
In terms of the shapes and a lot of the things that we see. And so I'm going to look at it for a moment just in terms of its grouping. As if it were a piece for solo violin or something like that. Because there's not a lot of density. We don't have a lot of chords, and there's nothing, where we're playing a bass note and a melody note. It's like bass line, do-do-do-do-do, bass, do-do-do-do-do, right?
Yeah.
So the first thing is just dealing with it in certain groups so that you feel a certain fluidity. Just that.
Yeah. Okay.
So just make it's all about the E. Yeah, do it again. Good. Now, let me slow that down for a second because you're playing it great. Good solid tone.
Yeah.
That one was the most accurate of the bunch, right? But what we want to do now is make sure that that little bad boy is getting baked in.
Yeah.
Right? So we're going to take that and approach it from two different perspectives. Let me lower this a little bit. Hopefully my office is clean enough. Right?
Yeah.
Let me bring this up here. So what we're going to do first is just slowly go through it, and I want you to release each finger independently. So do not time your alternation. So M.
Okay, yeah.
And then let it go. Good.
And you do M-I there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was a question because the printed version has P on that F sharp, but I is better.
You could do that, yeah. You can do it. I just don't see really why we should.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Is the bass line that I hear coming through this piece, it doesn't start there, it starts here.
That's what I thought. Yeah. For others watching this, last time we worked on this, we identified the separate voices and how the thumb, like you should kind of reserve the thumb for when it's a bass line. And
in this case, a similar situation would be the first lute suite prelude. That fast part that goes... That. A lot of people, I mean, when I first did it, I did this.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd have... use my thumb.
Right.
But then when the next voice comes in, down low, it has the same color as the thumb. And then the next voice lower, it still has the same color. So if I just use my fingers for this one, And then my next one, all of a sudden it's like, wow, that's the low voice.
Yeah.
So here I think that this really just sounds like a nice melody.
Right.
There's my bass note. Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Okay, so quick releases on all of
Yeah,
these.
so we're no alternation at all. Each, there's no exchange. So we're just going to go M and relax. I.
Okay.
And then just go up the scale, releasing each finger independently.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Great. Now, what dynamic is that for you?
Mezzo forte or forte, probably.
It's a little on the forte side of mezzo forte. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to play it mezzo piano.
Right.
Same thing. See, two things just happened. One, overall, I heard more resonance, less punch.
Yeah, me too.
Two, you're using a lot less, in my opinion, to get a lot more. You're not as loud, but the sound is fuller this way because we're not pumping that string like this.
Right.
So we're going to kind of reserve that a little bit. It also, because you're using less effort, we're immediately cutting down on the amount of tension overall.
Yeah.
Both good and the not good.
Yeah.
So it starts to create a little bit of a level playing field for us, like no pun intended. So now if you do that, mezzo piano, letting each finger release individually. Now your hand each finger is totally behaving itself.
Yeah.
So this is a little weird, but what I want you to do is now stop thinking about the alternation and the exchange of fingers. Okay? And play what you just played, but have the notes be just a little bit closer together.
Absolutely.
Don't think fast. Great. Same thing again. Now the notes are a little closer together still.
Absolutely.
So do it again. Nice. Do that again, just like that. Wow. Okay. I'm going to withhold my opinion for a second. Do it again. Let's see what happens if they get a little closer. Nice. Closer. Right there. That's the speed.
Okay.
That's the speed when I saw M not release as much. But I'll tell you what, up till there, that M finger was absolutely behaving itself. So I want you to keep thinking, and then I'm going to explain a little after we're done, but I don't want you to think about the timing of your fingers right now.
Okay.
I just want you to focus on that individual or independent release of each finger.
Okay.
So even if I were doing it staccato slow, it would look like this. So each finger kind of on its own. I'm not worried about what the others are doing. Okay? So let's do it again.
Okay.
With the notes not as close as you had them before, but just like...
Staccato, you're saying? Or
Nope, not yet. And
Sing.
think and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1 at that tempo. But not thinking about your exchange. Nice. Now a little faster. That already looks better from what you first did. Okay, Okay.
Yeah,
Now
absolutely.
the key here, and this is why this is individual to you.
Yeah.
Okay, because everything I just said goes against every single thing that we teach and learn. Right?
Okay.
We want to have timed synchronicity between the fingers.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right? But with that, if we keep operating under that premise,
Uh-huh.
your M finger is never getting enough of an opportunity to exhaust itself, to let go.
Yeah.
But as soon as we thought about the fingers being independent, the tension in that tip joint started to that was at least 70% less tension. If I had to pick a number, right? There's still a tiny bit of it there, but man, a huge improvement in a very short span of time.
Yeah.
Because what I noticed as you were playing, your timing is great, everything here, the follow through is a little excessive for the speed you want to play at.
Right.
So what we did, and there are some players, like there was a period of time where Gilia taught that way. Like that was just like, maybe it was the late 70s, early 80s, I can't recall. But where that was the way he played something. So a scale looked like that rather than this.
Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
whenever we're practicing and we're focusing on releasing here, with the left hand we have letting go, releasing pressure and staying on the string and letting go. Okay. With the right hand we have timed release of when we're plucking a string. Okay, that finger's at rest, but it's in the hand, and then we pluck and exchange.
Yeah.
Or we can let it go independently and immediately, where we pluck and just let it go.
Yeah, right.
This is the part that I want to start to really work more with you on,
Yeah.
is putting the energy into that note. Now I'm going to move my fingers out of the way so you can see,
Yeah.
and the audience can see. But when I want to do this, I just want that finger to snap back. Done.
Right.
So that essentially, if you're playing your third string, the energy you're using is in before you hear the sound. And then when you let it go, it's like a rubber band going snap.
Right.
Right? That way the finger has a certain elasticity to it, and it starts to come right back out.
Yeah.
That's what's going to help finish this off.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? So when you got that, there you go. So that's all I'm going to say about that. You're going to work on that for the next thing, but
Yeah.
now we're going to keep going through it. But what's the next group?
Kind of an arpeggio, right?
Yeah. Great. Now let's stay in that mezzo piano land.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Good. Now you want to hear it. These things are almost like a toccata where they're going to cascade over each other. So we want to make sure this doesn't feel like beat one. So we have 1 and 2 and 3 and 1.
Absolutely right.
Nice. So now we're going to do the first one, get to the top, and then let the other one just right underneath it. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I've been thinking of punching that first note because it's the bass, but don't do that because it's the upbeat. Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna do all the accent you need.
Okay.
Just the fact that it's a different color, plucking from a different direction.
Okay.
So that way, also, it doesn't have an accent that's unmetric.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So we don't want one. Boom. Right. So you
Yeah.
have what?
Right. Okay.
Right. So go ahead and do both of those. Yeah.
Or did you mean the first scale or
The first and what you just did. That was great.
okay.
Nice. See, what I'm hearing right now, if I'm sitting in your seat, right, and this is me at home, and I'm doing exactly what you're doing. The thought that's going through my head right now is that's exactly how I want it to sound. I just want it to sound faster.
Yeah.
But I've got everything else. It's like I've got the shape, I've got the color and the sound that I want, because that's a really nice tone, dude. This is like, I've got this sound. This is what I want. I just want them closer together. If you're getting all of that, to me, getting it faster, I don't want to say is the easy part, but there's one ingredient, and that's just time, because you got everything else going.
Yeah.
If I'm overplaying or I'm playing at a dynamic that's requiring me to work a lot harder,
Yeah.
now life starts getting harder than I want it to. So
Right.
whenever we're dealing with issues of tension, we have to treat dynamically
Yeah.
ourselves kind of kindly. So now what do you have?
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And this is just kind of ending it out.
Okay.
Yeah. There's your first phrase. Now, let's take that phrase, and we're going to get a little closer to tempo di Antonio.
Yeah.
That's what it says, allegro di Antonio. So think 1 and 2 and 3 and 1.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
See, now that right out of the gate, man, if I'm hearing you play it, it just like you're not working.
Yeah. Right.
It sounds real smooth. Now, what are you hearing? What are you feeling? What are you perceiving?
I'm perceiving, like all of it just feels much lighter, much easier.
How does it sound?
Than what I was doing before. It sounds better.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that's the first and most important thing. Is it sounds better,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
It sounds better, feels better. I'm working less. It's like
Yeah.
I'm hearing all the right things.
Yeah.
Because if it was all of that, but it feels harder, or it doesn't sound as good, or any of those things, then that means that there's something unclear about what I'm attempting to do. You know, good. So now you get to start in measure 4.
Yeah. Measure 4.
Good. Now, here we can end in one of two places. We can end in that 1, 2, 3, the last measure of that line at that E, or at that C.
Okay, but
Your call.
Oh, there. But don't play.
Right. That E is almost more. Right. That E almost belongs a little bit somewhere else.
Okay. So like breath mark or phrase marker between those two, right?
Yeah, because I mean I'm thinking about and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. Now I'm thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. That E just sounds a little odd.
Sure.
It's like filler. You know, it's just filler.
Yeah. I've been hearing that C going to that
Yes.
A. So I thought that's like where the phrase ends. But it's,
and it will. That's where it overlaps.
Yeah, perpetuo moto.
Yes.
Or whatever. Yeah.
That's where it overlaps. But here's when we have our harmonic arrival.
Okay.
Right? So this last E, that's like the lettuce in your sandwich. It's just filling in space because it almost sounds like it should go like this. Right? Like that A is starting something and that's where you're saying it goes to. But this E just pops out of there. It's it's filler. So that we don't stop. 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. And it really is just filling in space.
Can I say something quick?
Oh yeah, you say whatever.
Yeah. So, I mean, I haven't worked on this piece in years, and right now it just clicked. Like, it does feel like a Bach piece. Is it fair to say that the chaconne is kind of like a perpetuo moto? Like, it's I've never heard
sort
it
of.
called that, but it's something similar. Like these phrase endings are kind of overlapping and like continuing, and it's a new voice that comes out.
There are areas of it that are perpetual motion, but not the whole piece. A good example would be the double from the second lute suite, the presto from the first, the prelude to the fourth.
Okay.
This is indicative of a lot of the fourth movement of the violin sonatas or the flute sonatas, where essentially you have one texture the whole way.
Okay.
And the only time that you have any sense of rest in that motion is at the end of a section.
Yeah.
So whereas the chaconne has parts that are like that, it's not like the whole thing isn't like that.
Okay. Got
Right?
it. Yeah.
But when you have these kinds of like, hey man, this is nothing but eighth notes or nothing but 16th notes, just straight through. The A minor flute partita, the opening movement to that, similar. It's just straight out rhythm.
I see. Yeah, like in the chaconne, it's like several variations in a row, and the variations are similar for a while, and then it changes, and then they're similar for a while. Like, whereas it's not continuously like the same rhythmic structure the entire time. Okay, so that makes a difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now let's take this second phrase and the first phrase and put them together. So go from the beginning and go to that C major chord.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah,
See how
so
it feels?
there.
That's okay. We are going to go there.
Okay.
We are going to go there because that's the connective tissue, right? But I also have to feel it stop at C.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not feeling it there yet because I haven't practiced it. But
Then what we do is this. Let me see.
Right.
Right. So that's
do want
your
me to
like.
continue.
Yes.
Okay.
But only after you've harmonically resolved, right? So
Yeah.
this, then, and we don't have to do anything special. That's the nice thing,
Yeah.
right? So if you practice it so that you hear the G, C,
Okay.
that's all G.
Yeah. And then the C. Absolutely.
That allows us to hear sol, do,
that.
done. Then when we put it together, you don't have to do anything because your ear already hears that harmonic tension.
Yeah.
You really don't have to try to do anything. You just keep going.
Absolutely.
Okay? And then you would take a breath after the A. Right? But before we get there, the only thing damping-wise that I'm hearing is going from measure 4 to 5.
Okay. Yeah. That's right.
That's okay.
I mean, we're already getting a recording anyways, but still, this one's better.
We'll get the we'll get the transcription.
I was going to ask about damping because that's been one of the things that's been top of mind when I've been learning it, and it now in this lesson I'm like, oh, I think that's less important than these quick releases. Like my practice has been thinking about where's the right places to damp and things.
Well, some of these things damp themselves, and that's the good news, right? So this C, well, as soon as we let go of that for the E, it's damped. And then this D stops that. But the second D in measure 4, when we go to the G in measure 5, we got to stop it.
G in measure... I don't have a G in measure 5.
I'm counting... Oh, this would be 6 then for you.
Okay, yeah.
The downbeat is 6? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So the downbeat is 6. As you go to this G, this 4th string D is still ringing from your measure 5. Okay?
Oh, and then, damp that one. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you can either damp it right here before you play it.
I would do it after.
Okay.
Like, thumb comes back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
As long as you stop it in one of those two places, you're good. That's the only note I'm hearing that's still kind of resonating underneath. That muddies your water a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah, I think I
And
wrote
that's
it
it.
in the old lost.
In the lost version?
Yeah, in the lost version. I had all of my damps marked in, but yeah.
The only thing about your left hand, the left hand's working pretty well. Take a moment whenever you have a scale, like in measure 5, 6, 7, when you just got a straight out scale. Take a moment just to make sure that the hand is balanced.
Yeah, I just felt it now that you're pointing it out. Like, not this, right?
Right.
Is that the problem here?
Yeah.
I just saw it too. Yeah.
It's just the difference between this and this.
Right.
Look, man, honestly, if I'm not really in tune with my body, I don't think in my 20s I would have noticed a difference tension-wise between those two things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have. Mm-hmm. But you see the level of scrutiny that we're putting our fingers under with how much tension we have? Mm-hmm. The difference between this and this is honestly the difference between this and this.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like 1% of all the tension this is what I need to keep the hand here. This is what I don't need to let the hand be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Make sense? Because if I'm doing this, I just don't need that. For this. Right? If I was playing a B7, yes, I need that.
Yeah, right.
But for this, no, just let your finger... As you shift... Yeah, now you just want to have that... There you go.
And keep it after shifting. Like, that's often a place where it can get lost, I think.
Well, the shift is going to be a little different, right? I'm just dealing with 9th position for a second.
Okay.
Right? Because each position, the alignment of your arm is going to be slightly different. Beautiful. Okay. Now, if the wrist is leading your motion, then there is a slightly different alignment at first.
Yeah.
Right? So, wrist leads the position. So that was a push from the arm. Rather than allowing the wrist, imagining a string as a
Okay.
So if we're thinking of an ascending shift, the elbow leads. Right? So it's like the elbow is leading my hand.
Yeah.
When we descend, shift, or move up, it isn't a push up. It's imagining that there's like a string attached.
Okay.
So here the elbow leads, here the wrist moves. And so you'll notice that in each one of those, when I shift up like this, can you see how it takes my hand and unbalances it? Right? Because this is not a balanced hand.
Yeah.
But this is me shifting up.
Okay.
Okay, here's me shifting down. The wrist leads.
Okay.
That's especially helpful on the lower strings.
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah. So if we were really trying to make these motions big, I'm doing this just because I'm wearing black. It'll be easier to see.
So should I do that and then recorrect? Like.
Yep. As soon as you get there, drop.
Okay.
That's it.
Like.
Yeah, that actually what you just did is very elegant motion. It's just too much motion.
Yeah. Like
so
minimize that. Right?
And it'll minimize on its own. That's the great thing. You never have to really think about making a smaller motion. You just don't try as much.
Okay.
Yeah. So that way the arm, this idea of here, and it's never this much, dude. Right?
Right.
It looks more like this, and then the elbow. So it kind of looks like you're doing a wave.
Okay, I don't...
Right?
Okay.
So this is like if I was just moving up and down the string, it looks like I'm flapping a wing. You know?
Okay, yeah.
So that is how this... Yeah. So where I'm going to actually return to normal is on my first finger.
Okay.
because this motion from 2, so you might even be a little still out. Yeah, stay out for a second with the C.
Out like that. Okay.
Yeah, so unbalanced for a second.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Drop for the B. And now that motion just put your 4th finger above the A.
I see, it did, yeah.
So now what you have is one somewhat circular motion.
Cool.
That covers all of them. All because the arm came out and falls down again. That's it. You got it.
That's cool. Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Neat.
Now, as you do this, you go down to 2nd, right?
I think so. Yeah. Yes.
And then here, cool.
So
Okay.
lead with the wrist again? Or,
Yep.
Yeah, I do shift down with one.
Now this is going to be a very small motion. Yeah. And then as you come for the D is when the arm falls.
Okay.
So as you move out from F sharp, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
So the actual arm returning to position is when you land on the D.
Uh-huh.
Got it? Yeah.
Yeah, I see. That's cool.
So that way the big muscles of the arm are always helping out the little muscles of the hand.
Yeah.
Right? So this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so notice you didn't even have to try to make it smaller. It just did it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Uh-huh.
Got the idea? Nice. And then you would have to take a look at any of these following, right?
Yeah.
You just take a look at those on your own so that we can move on to Leaf's thing, but that's the idea.
Okay.
And then just allow all those things to start overlapping each other because you already have the shapes really well. So in this last little bit, so as you work towards the second half at your next lesson, just look at all those considerations. Okay?
Fantastic. Okay.
Cool?
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So now the idea with the PIA,
Yeah.
we're taking, and his study is PIAI. We're just using it as a template for PIA, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how I've been practicing it most recently.
Cool.
Yeah, so I mean, I think it happens almost immediately if I play with any amount of speed, and I don't know if that's
normal.
normal. Yeah,
Yeah.
like okay. So
I mean, I'll show you how to get rid of it, but I'm not disagreeing with you. Yes, that's normal.
okay.
Right.
Should I just play the whole thing, or just the first phrase, or
Well, let's go. I'll stop you in a little bit, but just
Okay.
do it PIA. But let's choose a speed that's comfortable,
okay.
whatever that is for you. Okay, it shouldn't feel like work. It should feel as easy as that last one just did.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait, I lied. Okay, that was PIAI. Let's go back to PIA. Yeah.
That was really good. That's why I didn't stop. That was good. Check your last chord though.
Is it still wrong? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
there you go.
Yeah. I remember that happened like a year ago or something.
But it sounds nice.
Yeah.
It sounds nice.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's still a nice sounding chord. It's
just
just
a G sharp. Yeah, wrong one. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Cool.
Right. That was just us four. So, okay, you're doing the piece really well. You know, and for anyone who, I mean, not many people would know these studies necessarily, but Leif Ellis, who's written quite a bit for me over the last 25 years or so, wrote these studies, and this is just the first one. These are free on his website. Feel free to download away if you like what you just heard John play, because it's really beautiful changes, really.
Yeah, they're incredible etudes. I really like
man, they're great.
This one and two is really great too.
Yeah. Two I've done as an encore at times, just because if the mood strikes, you know.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is a little bit of the same. Just play the first three notes of measure one.
Yeah, that's how.
Each finger acting independent. Great.
Yeah, and do you want the left hand or just right hand?
Sure. Okay, so what I'm seeing, first off, sounds great, right? Three beautiful notes. I'm seeing M move when the fingers pluck, which is fine. That tells me something that we can start working towards in terms of creating more independence. See, attacking this thing head on, you've been doing, right? Every single thing that we've been doing over the last months has been attack it from this side, attack it from this side, use a pincher approach. Like, we're using military strategy on this thing and doing everything except attacking it head on.
Yeah.
Because that's the one thing that you've done that doesn't work.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't work. There's sometimes, and I'll tell you what mine was that didn't work. This, I was able to solve with relative. It was a pain in the ass, but it was still relatively easy compared to some other things.
Yeah.
The hardest thing that I ever had to do guitar-wise, there were two. One was learn how to use my arm, because I've got these big, long fingers that I never had to use my arm.
Okay. Yeah.
So I just let my fingers do the work. So all of these tiny muscles doing what some of these bigger ones can do. That took, I had to relearn how to use my left arm, essentially, or learn how to use it the first time. The second was, after that tendon tear, learning how not to let the pinky just hang out there.
Yeah.
Without it being tight. That was the second thing. And those both for me are like this for you. You know? So it's a similar thing. And in each case, it had to do with, I can't attack this thing head on, because every time I do, it gets worse.
Yeah.
I see some improvement, but I'm creating more tension in my pursuit of not having it. Okay. So in this particular case, what we're doing is we're just looking at what happens when we get rid of our timing. Your rhythm's still there, right? Just do a PIA again. Let each one just relax. Great. Now, I don't know if you can see your hand while you do it, you're going to see M move.
Yeah, I was seeing
That's okay.
Yeah, and that last one especially, right?
Now,
with A.
It's moving because of the independence or dependence in this case between M and A. Okay? So it's funny, to help your scales, we're going to work on arpeggios.
Yeah, I've been wondering about that. I was like, I think I should do a lot more PIA here, thinking about this in order to fix that problem for scales.
Well, here's how we're going to do it.
I've been thinking about
Ready?
that. Yeah.
So go ahead and place PI, M, and A on those top four strings for a second.
Okay. Top four.
Pluck
strings.
I. Leave M down and pluck A. Do you feel how much push there was with M?
Yeah, there's some. Right now, yeah.
Better.
Not as
right?
much. Yeah.
So here are two exercises for you to do. This is a good, just like first thing in the day warm up.
Yeah.
Just pluck I, then A. I, A.
Right.
We're only going to leave M down, so the only finger down is our thumb for support, and M. So we're going to work all around M.
Yeah. I don't feel a lot. I don't really feel very much with M in this, but I guess there is some.
Do you see the second string move at all when you do this?
Oh yeah, I do.
That's your tension. That's your tension.
I don't see it or feel it in the finger, but I do.
Right, you start seeing like this, right?
Yeah, there is some. Just
like that second string just starts moving. That's where your tension's going, right?
Cool. Mm-hmm.
So all we're going to do, kind of first thing in your morning, is very slowly just do IA, independent release, and allow your mind to be attentive to how lightly M is touching that string.
Yeah.
And so again, as a result, we're doing piano dynamic.
Okay.
Just like that. You do that for just, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes first thing when you pick up the guitar.
Yeah.
It's very similar to basic finger exercise number 1, where, I'm just doing free strokes and rest strokes, individual fingers. That's it.
Yeah.
Cool?
I think part of
now
it's
that you've
nail shape actually of A, like it's catching a little bit, and then
I heard that earlier.
Extra. Yeah.
Yeah, so just maybe take a little bit of that material off that side. You'll be all right.
Thing is, like, even if you reduce the amount of time that you're putting into a hobby like guitar, like, I'm not practicing 2 hours a day anymore, it's 1. But the amount of time that you have to put into your nails is still the same.
Yeah, that doesn't change.
It doesn't care how much less you're practicing.
Nails don't care.
Yeah. Okay, so...
Nails don't care how you feel. Nails don't care what you do, right?
Right.
So now, we're going to go ahead and play... and let each one be individual.
Yeah.
And you can let M off the string now.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep. So now just play.
Yeah, I see now my middle finger's moving less.
Already it's moving less.
Some, but...
It's going to move with A more so right now.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because that's where your dependency is. Good.
With the thumb on that one.
So now, when you start trying to develop a little bit more fluidity in it, think of it now as one event.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. It almost sounds like a roll. There it is. And now put 2 events together.
Right.
Already that M finger is letting go. So what I'm happy with is, yes, it's moving with it, but it's letting go.
Yeah.
It's not...
Yeah, that's what's happened. And
Yeah. So now when you just did 2 of them, yes, M flexed, but it also released. So in terms of the strategy in trying to minimize this is, okay, it's moving. That's a longer term solve, but it's releasing. So now if you had to do 3 of them, I'm trying to imitate it a little bit so it's going to look different.
Right. Wow.
But you see how it's coming back?
Yeah.
What you want is something more like that, where there's very little motion. Like, it's moving, but it's moving very little. Same thing when we think of the pinky and kind of our textbook definition of the pinky should move with A.
Yeah.
Okay. Should it move parallel to A, or should it move sympathetically to A?
Yeah.
Right? Because right now, it's moving with A.
Right.
And so mine moves sympathetically, but the first, 20 years that I played, it moved parallel to. As long as it's moving is the point.
Yeah.
Right? And so now I let it move sympathetically, or I try to just let it relax, but you'll see it still move every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's the approach that you want to use now with this.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to help get this solved, okay? In addition to that, what I'd like you to do is start working on just open string MA alternation without timing.
Okay.
Just this.
Same string? Or?
Yep. Just on the first string, just MA. Yes. You got it. Okay. Just getting a little bit more MA action in your day.
Yeah.
That's all. Right? We're letting each finger just come right back out. Don't worry about your timing. Okay?
That reminds me, I should probably be doing these quick release or without timing scale, like in my regular scales as well.
Yeah, but let's stay away from MA scales for a little while.
Sure,
and I'll tell you,
fine. Yeah.
The only reason has nothing to do with you. As soon as you're thinking about MA here, and then synchronizing it with your left hand, you're not going to be thinking about that level of detail.
Okay.
In terms of the release. So just doing it, if you get bored, change the note with your left hand, but don't play a scale.
Okay.
Now the last little thing with this, okay? I want you to take your fingers and just hold them down like this, and we're going to let M slide through.
Okay.
We're not bending or pushing or stretching. We're not doing anything. I'm just putting my hand here and letting my M finger chill. Now, I'm just going to move M from the base knuckle joint back.
Yeah, and how much
That's
the
it.
other fingers are...
Yep.
Without
There will be sympathetic
curling the
motion.
middle, or...
Yep. Let me move my thumb out of the way. It'll look like that. That's all. Yep. That's it. We're not trying to do anything extreme. We're not like stretching or we're never putting any weight or pressure on it. I'm just putting them there so I feel my fingers there, and I'm just going to move that finger. Okay?
Okay.
Now, when I do this, I'm trying to be a little aware of what fingers are pushing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling as well.
Yeah, you feel A is pushing up?
I felt a little bit of both A and I.
Okay.
More A, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to push them down, anything like that. It's just there as a reference. Okay? Now do the same thing and let A slide through.
Okay.
Okay? Now pluck A.
Yeah.
You feel M really coming with it?
Coming through. Yeah.
I want you to do this for 2-3 minutes a day.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. You don't have to push really hard. You're not trying to touch the palm of your hand. I know it looks weird. It looks like some kind of shadow puppet.
Yeah.
But what this is doing is starting to address the tethering that goes on in here. Okay. We're not doing crazy stretches. I'm just like kind of getting used to plucking it on its own with my fingers out like this. We're not, and I'm going to say it like 100 million times, we're not applying any pressure at all. We're not doing like stretches, nothing. I'm just doing this to immobilize them. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no pressure. I just want to be able to feel, how does that feel? I can feel that pulling sensation. Wrong phrase. I can feel the connection.
Yeah.
Between the M finger and the others. Right? And so this is also allowing me to start to essentially, I don't want to say focus. I'm directing my mind to where I want that energy. Do I want that energy in A? Or can I transfer some of that over to M? And then I'll feel A and I move very gently. And then when I do the A finger, same thing. I'm going to feel M move a little bit, but can I just allow it to move less and direct my mind to A? Like this, right? And this is the kind of thing sometimes I'll do. Yeah. And it looks funny as hell, but I'm just doing this. I'll do it on my steering wheel at red lights a lot, where I'll put this on my steering wheel and just do this.
That makes sense.
You know?
Yeah. Like
what
is
I
it
noticed
actually like an exercise that is building a muscle, like or
I wouldn't say it's building a muscle.
Yeah, is it a psychological thing? Like, is there a physiological change that's happening, or?
I can't answer. I would need a before and after of my hand, or my arm to tell you. What I can tell you is it's giving me a greater mind-muscle connection. Yeah. So even if on a physiological level, nothing is actually changing, maybe something's changing on a neurological level.
That's what I was just wondering about. Yeah.
Where I'm in touch more with what that finger independently is doing.
Uh-huh.
The tethering thing, there's anatomical tethering where literally like you've got your tendons and things and they're all bunched together, and so some people have very little independence naturally.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that through that process of creating more independence that maybe there is a slight physiological change. The tethering gets more elastic. It's not quite so bundled.
Uh-huh.
But non-anatomical tethering, for instance, whenever you see someone do that on a bar cord,
okay,
right?
Uh-huh.
They're doing that because it's like, I need the extra strength. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't have the coordination of the weight of the arm behind that finger, so you think you need more.
Right.
And what we're doing here with this last little bit is just taking a moment to create a little more thought-directed motion.
Yeah.
Right. The funny thing is that with this finger, this is the one that's so independent already that you do this, and it's like you might not even feel these move.
Yeah, not.
You might feel that M-tip joint wiggle the slightest bit, right? Because there's already such an independence between these two fingers. Right. So for me, this is when I had to learn how to be able to pluck and let that pinky just hang there. It was a whole lot of this.
Cool. Yeah.
The other part was trying to be able to lift just that A finger.
Yeah, that's one that I have been practicing, and I forgot the other one. Like, I remember we talked about some of these things early on, and like shadow boxing has become a natural habit. Like when I have some free time, but I've forgotten about this other one. Like,
this one helps because we can feel that finger being restricted. The shadow boxing is great because this is what ultimately is giving you, like in real time. Can I just move that A finger?
Right.
With little to no motion in the others, and that phrase is important. Little to no motion.
Yeah, there's a little bit in the pinky that's happening, but not.
And that's okay.
And I see some counteraction happening in my middle finger right now. Yeah.
So just by doing this, away from the guitar, we're able to really like dial in. What do I want that finger to do? Now do it.
Right.
What do I want that finger to do? And do it. So if we see sympathetic motion, that's good. If we see curling, that's a different thing. That's not. And I'm not seeing that. Yeah. So by doing some MA open string, you're going to start getting a little more coordination between M and A, and hopefully that, again, gives us the breathing room you need. Yeah. But when you work on these slowly like we're doing, eliminate the timing. For now, we'll bring the timing back. But the timing is the one thing that's restricting us from being able to do that without less curl. Okay?
Okay. Cool.
Good. I thought you played it real nice, man. I mean, I'm going to tell Leaf he should do a PIA version of it.
Yeah.
But knowing that, he'll just write another Etude.
Yeah. Or just put the mark at the top left like Brower does. Like, can play with other patterns. Yeah.
Right. Great, man. Okay. I hope you have a good week off. I'll text you about our time for the following week. Okay. But Wednesdays look good. And then the rest is between you and your audience.
Of course, yeah. And then, can we plan on Villalobos Prelude 1 for that next public one? Cool.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that'll be fun.
All right.
Well, thanks a bunch, Chris. Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
If you want, I can see if anybody chat. Nope, no chats. All right. So other than Heidi. Hello, Heidi. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah, she's been there for a bit. All right.
Cool,
man. Well, thank you.
Have a good weekend and a good vacation.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
All right.
Bye.
Take it easy. Bye. Okay, y'all. Thank you for watching. I guess I'm just going to practice just a tiny bit for like 5 more minutes, and I'll clip this part out of the final video. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Looks like we had a decent number of people tune in. We got 1 like, so that's nice. Thank you for the like. Whoever gave me that like, I appreciate it. I'm going to use the restroom real quick and be right back. We'll practice. Maybe I'll play a song or two and clip this part out of the final video. So thank you for watching. Be right back. And yeah, hit the like button. Like and subscribe. Hit the like button if other people saw this. All right, be right back. All right, y'all, we are back. I see that we got another like. Thank you. Thank you for the person who gave another like. Appreciate it. You know what? I'm kind of tired. I gotta really wrap up and pack because I have to hop on a plane in like 12 hours. So I gotta go. Thank you all for watching. I'm gonna play a song. Here is Villalobos Prelude 1. And I guess theoretically I'm gonna be back on at 8. I might have to cancel that. Kind of stressed, kind of running late on everything. So here's the song. Here's Villalobos Prelude 1. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to be on vacation next week, and we will resume here on this channel on Sunday, February 1st. I'm going to run my next monthly recital, so I hope some of y'all enjoy that. And then I think on the 3rd, the first Monday of each month, we will be hosting our next Mujo open mic. So anybody who wants to hang out, perform, just tune into the Zoom and hang out with us, just let me know in advance over Discord. You can join my Discord at discord.jcpractices.com. Let me know if you want to perform or if you want to hang out in the Zoom, because last time that did not turn out well. We let in a random person we didn't know, and that did not turn out well. Thank you, Heidi. I'm glad that you enjoyed that. Thank you. Thanks for hanging out and watching this. I hope you enjoyed it all, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Happy weekend, everybody, or whatever day it is if you see this later. Thanks. Bye.